So welcome everybody to this first of the year 2025. We open the year with a free workshop, which we usually do to sort of introduce you to what we're up to for the year and also do some fun things which kind of put the year in focus for us as artists. So I just briefly want to introduce everybody to our team. My right hand girl is Donna. So Donna, you will often see on our online classes. She lives close to me. I'm Caroline Mustard, and I live in San Francisco. Donna's just down in Silicon Valley, close to Google. And then I have this is part of our team, Sonia Britton, who's also just down in the UK. So she's one of our workshop leaders. Also, you're going to see more of her on our YouTube channel because she's going to be helping me with that. She already has, but she's going to actually post some stuff, do some of her crazy, wild, wonderful things that she also does on her own YouTube. Say hi, Sonia.
Hello, nice to say hello.
Yeah, it's so. And then we have Mindy Chang, who's one of our wonderful instructors. Say hi, Mindy. So Mindy instructs particularly the in-person classes. And Mindy's going to be starting this month in the San Mateo Libraries called the Drawing Together Silver Series. Painting, drawing, collage, you name it, right, Mindy?
Yep.
And that begins where do you start? Atherton?
Yes, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Atherton on Wednesday. So if you're 55 or over and live close to Atherton in the Bay Area, they're free. Okay. Here's Debbie. Oh yeah. Hi, Debbie. We should have told Debbie that because she loves that. Amy is coming into us from Tennessee.
Oh.
Guest instructors, and you'll see her in March for pet portraits. She's amazing. And and then we have here Agnes, who just ran away a little bit. She probably had to go and get some hot tea because she's got a really nasty cold. Nicole, hi Nicole. She's one of our newbies. We love her. She's going to be doing the workshop upcoming in February. Say hi, Nicole.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here with y'all, especially
Good
a great
morning.
way to start off the new year.
Yeah, and she's going to do our first thing, and it's going to be creative journaling. Always wanted to learn to do creative journaling. We're going to do that in February workshop. And then Wendy is one of our wonderful volunteers. Say hi, Wendy. And she's got an amazing volunteer dog who she walks around, and we met at Macy's because her beautiful dog was there. And then we've got, I'm just looking at my people that are coming in. Peggy Williams, who you don't see, but she's one of our wonderful helpers. And then everyone else you see here are people who are part of our community. And you're all very, very welcome. And so we will get going. And then you'll see a little bit more of these folks when I introduce what we're doing. So the way in which I'm just going to get going right now, I'm going to share my slide deck that starts this off. So this is our art vision board workshop for the joy of drawing, and our mission is to ignite your creative spirit, which we believe will improve the quality of your life. It certainly has for all of us. And drawing's our launch pad. But as you're going to be seeing, we offer programs that take off from our basic drawing platform, painting, like all kinds of different painting techniques, gouache, watercolor, acrylic. We don't do oil painting yet, not to say we won't. Pen and ink, all kinds of stuff. So we specialize in online classes and workshops, as well as in-person workshops and classes in San Mateo County, other libraries, and in the Bay Area. So welcome to our first online workshop, and come make some art with us. This here is if you're there, this is I think you all know what our website is, thejoyofdrawing.org, because we're a nonprofit. So at the start of the workshop, our Art Vision Board workshop, we're going to introduce you to our calendar for 2025. And you'll find all of the things that I'm showing you up through April on our website already there, ready for you to register if you're interested in our monthly calendar. Oh, here's Caroline. Yay, Caroline. Caroline's here just in time, a fellow Caroline. So make notes of any of the workshops or classes that you find interesting that might align with your own personal vision board and your goals for 2025. And then as part of the presentation, you'll get the chance to meet a few of our folks, guest artists who some of you have met already. And then we'll guide you to create your personal art vision board. So we're going to go through this relatively rapidly, so as much time as possible for the vision board section. And at the end, we'll share our thoughts. So we'll take time at the end to share thoughts. You don't have to share your vision board. I know Donna already did one based on the directions, but you know, you don't necessarily have to share it, but you might share some things that sort of came up when you were doing it, because things kind of tend to pop up. All right, so I'm going to start the presentation now. So if you'd like to just mute while I'm doing this, and then Donna will keep letting people in as they come. So in January, we're going to, San Mateo Libraries will be starting in San Mateo Libraries. We have our drawing class, our 5-week intro drawing class in January and February, and that will be at Pacifica Sharp Park, which is out near, obviously in Pacifica, and the next one is in San Carlos. And then we're starting a totally new, this is a continuation of classes we've been doing in the San Mateo Library system for the last 2 years. And a new Drawing Together Silver Series, which is a thing we put together at their behest, a series of 5 creative workshops for 55 upwards. So they are for all, you have to be 55 to register. And there are libraries throughout the San Mateo County, starting on Wednesday with, and I have my 2 people here, which is, can you highlight them, Donna? I've got, so these, the people teaching these 2, actually 3 of them, because we're also going to have Nicole in our help, but we've got Nicole, and we've got there's Nicole, and we are going to have Agnes, and we'll have Mindy. So we'll meet them a bit later. So Agnes and Nicole and Mindy are going to do those 3, which is great, and we'll have some more people hopefully chiming in. And then I start an in-person 4-type workshop. I know Caroline Masters, you've been at several of these. What I want to do for the first 4 in 2025 is we're concentrating on American landscape painters. In person, we use acrylic. We call it Learn from the Masters because we can't paint like the masters, because they painted outdoors, or they did, used oil paint or huge canvases. So we're not going to paint like them, but we can learn from them, and we can then do our own painting, learning from them and inspired by them. And, we have pictures of their paintings there. So the first one is Edgar Payne, very popular with at least one person that I know that's here, which is actually who introduced me, which is Cheryl. She introduced me to Edgar Payne because she loves the mountains, and he is an amazing painter of the Sierras. So if you live in California, which many of us do, he just captures the Sierras better than anybody. And then probably one of my big inspirational people, Edward Hopper, and then Richard Diebenkorn and Wayne Thiebaud, another inspiration for me. So those are the 4, and that's in each month. And you can find each of these. The first one is the 25th of January. You can sign up on the website. We have limited seating and then Mindy and Agnes are always there on hand to help me at these workshops. So we only usually have between 9 and 10, right, Caroline? Not many more than that. So it's in a library, it's in a studio belonging to the Atherton Arts Foundation, which we use. Okay, next we have February. I'm not going to stop and introduce you. I'm going to introduce you to at the end, Nicole, but I already did so. Nicole's going to be doing creative journaling. So, Nicole, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Absolutely. I am a certified coach and currently a middle school art teacher, and I combine art with writing to kind of get the most out of your getting the creative juices flowing. My whole goal is for people to kind of fall in love with drawing, writing, and dreaming again. And so we do all sorts of things on paper. We do line drawing. We do, just pen and ink. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing here, but these are just things from my actual journal. So you'll get my little chicken scratch on here too, but I created this one last night. And it's a combination of getting into that flow state with the art and really tapping into the relaxation, and then adding writing to kind of dive deeper into the transformational space.
That's amazing. I felt this was the perfect follow to this workshop today for folks because, it doesn't require any particular drawing skill. You can just doodle. You can, I know one person for sure that's going to love it, and that is Laurie, Laurie out in, Laurie Daniel. I know you're going to love this, Laurie. It's got your name all over it. It's so fun. She loves journaling. So,
Oh, great.
This will be a lot of fun. So that you can find now. It's the first week in February on the Sunday. They're always our online workshops, just like this one. Usually on the first Sunday, not always. And you can find them on the website, which I'm going to show you a bit later. March, we're going to change completely. We're going to pet portraits. So Amy, can we see you, please? Amy is here.
Here.
Can you tell us a little bit about your process?
Oh, yeah. So I use a grid so that the proportions of the face are accurate really fast, and there's less erasing, and you get it right almost right away. So I figured, hey, this would be a great way to show other people how to create these gorgeous pet portraits of their own pets. I usually start with the eyes, and I work my way down to the nose, and then I work my way from in out. And not a lot of people do it that way. They usually work from the outside in. I always like to work on the most exciting part of the animal right away, which is usually the eyes. And it'll be a lot of fun. I love it when people ask questions, so ask away, because if you understand, the better that you understand, the better teacher that I will be. So I hope that helps.
That is so exciting. So I'm really thrilled about this. Now you can see that Amy is extremely competent. You don't, the reason I really like her process is using grids makes it available for beginning artists. So anyone can do this. It's actually, and just so you know, I will be doing an interview with each of these visiting artists and posting it at least a week ahead of the workshop so that we can talk to them about their, what's coming up and so forth, and you can ask questions of them. So I'll be starting that at the end of this month with Nicole, and then I'll do Amy. And so you'll get a chance to meet all these. We also are starting, yay. Steve couldn't join. He's down in the SoCal, but he is an amazing watercolor artist and also teaching for 30 years. He's starting a 4-week watercolor class. We had a packed out workshop with him in October. So we're very excited about that.
October?
Last October.
Oh.
So yeah, so he did a really great workshop for us. No, maybe it was November. Sorry. Okay, he did it in November. So in April, oh my gosh, my friend here, Sonia, can you talk a little bit about your process?
Yeah, I've got my sketchbooks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the idea for this is I've got 2 Moleskine sketchbooks going, and I thought these are quite fun if you've got photos from your travels. I don't know if you can see my book, but just ways of painting. You can, painting outside or painting inside, and it's mixed media, so you can use whatever mediums you have at home. But the idea is to, I think it's just nice, like this one here is one of my favorites. This is like from when we did a road trip, and it's just a nice way of sort of keeping sketches that mean something to you, making them really colourful. Like that's the kids in Death Valley. But yeah, I've got a technique, so I'd be delighted to share it. And I think it's a lot of fun. You can make it as loose or tight as you want. And that will be
Awesome.
hopefully
And
later.
then if you love doing the pet portraits, which you are, you're going to be digging further because we're going to do a little online class. These classes go for an hour and a half, a 4-week class, and we've got one. So we've got watercolors in March, and then we'll have pet portraits in April. So I just got Amy to say that she'd do it, which is very exciting. Really thrilled. So then we've got in May Whimsical Watercolor with Jean Cho. She's a renowned instructor in the Bay Area, does watercolors, but she also turns it into, isn't that right, Agnes? Into, if you're there, note paper, etc., like beautiful things that she creates.
Tea
Is
time,
that
all that.
all that? Yeah, and I guess she'll show us how to get it printed and so forth. And then we're also going to have a Mother's Day retreat during the week in Los Altos at one of our members' gardens, which backs onto the redwood forest there, which we'll wander through. We'll have all kinds of flowers. We'll have food. It'll be wonderful. So it'll be a chance to join. I think, Debbie, you came last year. Quite a few of you joined us. So that'll be great. We'll have that
Beautiful.
online fairly soon. Yeah, and then I'm just going to go briefly. Buckeye butterfly painting. So this woman, Mary Jo Koch, is very leading gouache and watercolor painter and written many books. And she was doing a 3-hour workshop, only 8 people. And if you don't have the materials, we have a little box that we can actually send out to you. So you've got all the materials. You don't have to buy them specially. And that'll be part of it that you can purchase if you wish. And then in July, an abstract torn paper. Okay, now we're going to just loosen right up and do some, this torn paper workshop. She's a very good artist, Nata. I can't pronounce everything. And simple figure drawing with Mike Spring. He teaches for the LA Film School, but he teaches beginners, so don't worry. This is for beginning students, and we hope that we will actually begin a figure drawing class afterwards with him. And then we've got portrait drawing with Sonia. And I think probably this will be the month, Sonia, that we could have Amy do her 4-week, specific portrait drawing class. This will be an intro, and then she can do the basics of how to do portraits. So if that works for you, Amy, we'll work that out too. Here's Anne again. And then finally, October, we have Leaf Collage Workshop. I hope it's with my friend Bonnie Bonnell, but she hasn't totally confirmed yet, but we will have one. This is one of her collages. November, we'll do Winter Watercolor, and December, Holiday Making Workshop. And that is what we've got, okay? We're at the end of the workshop today. I'll show you how to access all these things. Up through April, everything is on the website. You can find it in the calendar. You can find it in the classes and workshops. You can find these things. So up through April. Everything's there. I'm pretty proud of myself. So any questions so far? Pretty cool, huh? All right. So are you ready? I know. I've been a little bit busy. Donna can confirm this.
Yeah, she sure has.
But you know what? It's thrilling to have it all there. It's all there. My people, you've got my people here. I'm excited. We're ready to go. So, I don't have to worry about it. And Donna is our facilitator for our all of our different teachers. So really a pretty exciting team for our teachers and also for those people who are assisting them. So now you've seen it, and I hope that you've noted down some things that might align to your vision board. We're going to get going with our your own vision board. So I'm going to go through the steps with you. And then we're actually going to do the steps, okay? I did send these out, but probably few people like myself did not have time to do it. I mean, I was scrambling around this morning, so don't feel bad if you are not ready. You can scramble and you won't get this all done today. Don't expect that you'll have it all finished. This is getting you started in the flow, and I am going to call on Nicole to help me once we're actually instructing you. But a vision board is a collection of images, words, quotes that represent your goals and dreams and help you to visualize and prioritize them. And you will find that as you go through, Nicole, have you ever done this before? But this is new to me, but I know that you, Donna, just started it. Things kind of pop out. I mean, I just started thinking about this today. Things started popping out to me. So it's quite an interesting process, like a mind map, mind mapping.
Yeah,
Which-
it really is.
So I'm kind of excited. Nicole, do you have anything to say about it, or is this kind of new to you?
No, I think this is a great way to just follow the little hits of inspiration. And when you hear your intuition draw you towards something, don't judge it and just go for it, because that's what
Exactly
things
right.
come together.
Yeah, when you hear something and something comes to you, don't worry about it. Just write it down or put it down or cut it out, or you see a word or whatever. You will be surprised, things will come from it. So we're narrowing it into a field of art goals, just for this particular workshop, but you're very welcome to, you can follow these steps also for a general vision board. And what we hope that you have your goals and your intentions. So this first one is, why would you even bother doing it? Well, it contains images, words, quotes, and it helps you to express these goals. And it helps you to focus on what you really want to do. Somebody might have told you, oh, you've got to do this, but that's not what you really want to do. You really want to do something else. So it's what you really want to do in an inspiring way. And so step one is to now start thinking about your creative goals and intentions. They can be, a life goal for yourself as an artist, or they can be, smaller purposes and goals you've got for this year. Like, for example, I know one of them, I've been painting now, San Francisco, concentrating on it for at least the last 2 or 3 years. And I'm very bad about getting my art out, so I stack my room up just full of art, and it's just gotten too much. So one of my goals is that I'm going to have a show this year, start having a show. I've got several things in mind. And so that's part of one of my goals. So I already have a show booked at in March at the, in San Francisco, where is it? It's a big one. Anyway, it's at the, anyway, it doesn't
Fort
matter.
Mason.
Fort Mason, you got it. And you guys, anybody living close is going to be coming to help me, so you should know about it. And funnily enough, I'm going to share my space that I have with my 14-year-old that I've been mentoring. It's a young guy who's he's doing so well. And he's going to have a part of it because I want to demonstrate artist and teacher, because for me, it's symbiotic. My role as an artist, my role as an instructor. So I want to communicate that and also communicate. So I would have that as part of my vision board. So you might have skills you want to learn to improve. Me personally, I want to learn to improve my skill in oil painting. I'm too broad. I'm not very good at detail. And then art media, you might want to investigate, like improve an art media, continue in one, but you might want to explore some new ones. So you can put that down, like you've never done gouache. Well, ideal thing to do gouache would be the workshop with Sonia, and then again in June. But Sonia particularly, I would recommend doing that. So that would be something new that you could explore. And then new creative horizons. you know, you want to explore. Maybe you want to get going into the digital, you know, you've been doing this, you want to go digital, you're digital, you want to go back, you know, all the different things. So I'm just going to give you a little bit to write these things down, okay? And I'm going to do the same. So we'll just take a few moments here. And I probably should have some music, but I don't.
Caroline, could you put the previous slide up just one briefly so I can take oh yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to take a screenshot. Thank you. Oh, now we can go back.
And you will get this, by the way. I'll send
Yeah.
you the whole workshop, all the deck. I will send you attached to the YouTube video that I create from this particular workshop.
Oh, so we'll have the deck too. Thank you.
You'll have the deck. So here we've got, you know, you could write this down under skills, new media, new art media, creative horizons. So I've got, okay, good. So we'll you can always go back to this, but whatever you've got that probably comes straight from a place that was important, right, Nicole? Whatever you came up. So this next thing is, and I'm not going to stop for you to do this right now because you'll do this as I do it in the demonstration, but gathering materials together. So, you know, you want, and what I did is I already have a box that I keep for, you know, where I keep all old magazines, bits and pieces, you know, and get some glue and some scissors and markers and whatever. And if you don't have any of those, if you've just got some markers and pencils, you can do the whole thing with a pen. Honestly, you can literally draw it out. You do not have to stick things down. So, you know, tape, stickers, stamps, anything you got will work. And then, you know, a large board if possible. Like I don't have a lot of space. So I will show you the board I have, which is kind of a folding board. So I think it's going to be perfect for this. All right, so step 3 is to find visuals and words. And it's just an example, you know, I love Van Gogh. So he's, you know, quotes and stuff like this, just a little sample. And you find these in magazines. You can also find them online. And of course, this is also some help for you after the workshop today of things that you can do. But you can go online, turn on your printer, find things that artists that inspire you, words, quotes, great, look up different quotes. You can go quotes on courage, quotes on, you know, anything, and it'll give it to you. And then you can put those on your vision board and print them. And then step 4 is to arrange them and create them. So you can organize your chosen items in different ways, okay? I just found this pretty crazy and it's a little bit arty, so I put this one in. But you can start at the middle and then go outwards, which is sort of like a mind map idea where you have your goals or your central theme in the middle, and then you branch out with different things from the theme, and then you can make connections between the different things that you find. I'll demonstrate that in a bit. You can print words, images, draw images, write images, and it just starts to evolve. Right, Donna?
Yeah, it sure does.
And then you'll want to place your vision board somewhere prominent, like above your desk. If you're lucky enough to have a studio, definitely you stick it up in your studio somewhere where it's not something you put away and forget. It's something that you have available to you, so you can take it out, review it, look at it, keep your creative goals at the forefront. And also, you know, it's a place where you can do your final wishes, reflect and update. So you can look at it, you can go, you know what, that's not so important to me, but something else comes in which is important, you can place them. Now this guy has got one that's put up actually on a board and he can move things around, which is useful. So if you've got a board, after you've thought about this and learned, you know, rather than stick things down permanently, if you've got a cork board or a board, you know, you can just put things up and then move them around as he's doing here, which is kind of useful. I don't. So not all of us do. Now, also, you can consult one of your art instructors or mentors or friends if you get stuck on a certain thing. If you get despondent, oh, I really had wanted this, or I tried it and I was still no. You need to have somebody who's a little bit of a coach. Don't you think that's important, Nicole? Having her
Yes,
timing.
for sure. Someone to bounce things off of too. And sometimes just starting with how do you want to feel if you don't have a particular goal in mind, just looking for images or things that speak to you that way.
That's right. You can be, if you don't really know quite what you want to do, you can just look through different artists. You can look through images until something strikes you. And maybe a goal needs to be more focused or simplified, or you need to come down a notch. There's nothing wrong in kind of, like bringing it more down to earth. Great to think big, but when you are working in, you have to sort of start small. In other words, start with the simple things and build from there. If you sort of have a goal, oh, I want to paint, I would love to do, I'd love to do portraits of my whole family. I always tell my beginning students, do not do that. Do not do portraits of your family, because you'll work so hard on them. And then you'll show it to them and they go, I didn't look like that. Like, it's not personal. It's just people are very bad about their own portraits. So you don't want to do that. You got to get really good at it before you want to share your portraits of other people. Do them of yourself, do them of other folks, photos and people. But, family, maybe you keep that one till next year, unless you're Amy or you're very practiced, okay? If you're Amy or you're Sonia, I've now been able to do that. But even so, even if I can do a pretty decent portrait, you'll still give it and they'll go, you didn't get the nose right, So that's also where, so that's what I'm saying. And then use techniques that are going to, if you really want to do something like that, it's a real goal. Like one of our students, she really wanted to do this picture of a couple who were getting married, and she wanted to do a painting of them. And I went, oh boy. So, use gridding, which is the technique you're going to learn in March, and it's also in our book. So there we go. So that's pretty much it. Stop my share now. Okay, great. So I'm now going to go to my overhead, and I'm kind of excited. Just, I don't know about you, but if you wrote down some of your goals, I'm already excited. And they were quite surprising to me. My goals were different than I thought they might be. Okay, so let me just go spotlight. Here we go. So here you can see my muddled goals written down. A lot of them have to do with, paint and draw a lot. And I've been very, very bad personally on actually sharing my work. Not as good as Caroline is. She's really good. Sonia is really great. I'm very bad, but I want to get out there and really show my work and hopefully sell some. So a lot of this year is really going to be given over to getting out there a little bit. So I'm going to definitely be looking for that. How about you, Anne? Did you come up with any things that you thought of?
Yes, I did. I made a whole list. They're kind of jumbled together.
It
But
doesn't matter.
one of mine is I want to do a bunch of art of my memories. I'm going to be 84 and I have some beautiful memories from all throughout my life. And I want to do a little art related to those.
You know what that brings it? It's really good to go person to person and ask you a little bit about this, because this brings up something that I had in mind, where I have different places that I've lived as a child throughout England. And many of these places I could find. And one of our people, she actually signed up for today, but I don't know that she's here. But she, her, Agnes, Jane Wilson. So she is she comes to our classes at the library. And so you might remember her, Debbie. So Jane actually goes every year to her home in Cheltenham, which is where I used to live. So I had to go by where I used to live. And guess what? The house I lived in as a child, young teen, is still there and in perfect condition. I was
Oh,
great. So you can take like snapshots, and I'm going to do drawings of each of these places and create. So I'd say that's one of my things, and I forgot about that. Thank you, Anne.
yeah.
Nicole, did you come up with any ideas, any goals, that anything?
Oh, yeah, quite a few. I'm excited to see watercolor classes offered because that's been on my goal list for this year. And also just redesigning my office space, or not designing, reworking my office space to be more conducive to creating whenever I want to create.
That's a really good idea. I like that a lot. Sonia, how about you?
Yeah, I've done a mind map. I don't know if I'm meant to be doing this.
No, mind map is great. Can you talk a little bit about a mind map?
Yeah, so I've got like, I just put art
I'm actually
2025,
going
like a
to,
general.
let
a
me just
general-
have you show this, okay?
Sorry?
So Sonia, this is actually also a mental health tool, but it's a great tool, and it's very often used for doing vision boards. So, okay, good. So, so you see she's put art 2025 in the middle.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
this just helps me
Can you
focus.
show your thought process on this?
Yeah, so basically I put like, I looked at your idea and I put skills. So I've tried to think of some like skills I want to, so carry on if I can daily drawing, because that was really good last year. Observational, like the fundamentals, but at the same time I want to do abstract memory drawing, be a bit more intuitive. And then I thought painting, I'd like to do, I love gouache, but maybe do some more mixed media. I'll use my good supplies. Sketching out, these are like grand, I think this is, you're meant to have grand goals, aren't you? I put maybe too many, like sketching outside. And then
Well,
I put
that's something we
practical
do
from a-
together.
yeah, and then from a
more of that.
practical work point of view, like try and make it fun, maybe make more prints, final pieces, more writing, like my newsletter, videos, and also find meaning if I can in it, like, you know, look for the meaning. And then my big thing is I want it to be, maybe everyone's like this, a bit flexible, because when stuff comes up, I want it to be flexible, play, make bad, ugly art, like the whole no judgment thing with the joy of drawing. And then I haven't quite finished, but I've got, where do I want to put my attention? Like attention is in, I think that's something I want to be a bit more focused when I can. But look still for like the joy, colour, and that's where I've got to.
Perfect. Oh my God, how impressive. Agnes, how about you? Are you up to talking, darling?
I could talk.
Yeah, please.
I've got a list of things to do, but not in a graphic shareable format, but I have the idea of putting them, maybe I'm starting to sketch out a peony. I'm thinking I'm going to draw a peony, and on each petal I'll put something.
Oh, that's a great idea.
From-
Wow.
From trying to be better at more efficient in prepping for teaching to actually organizing art supplies, it's just in a pile in the back room, to visiting museums, maybe try to do it like once a month.
Oh,
or
you know what?
just to
Museum
get some
visit.
inspiration. And,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. That's that, like all of you are giving me ideas. So Tracy, have you had any ideas? I'm not gonna remove the spotlight. I won't put you all in the spotlight. I'll just get you to say anything that came up specific to you, Tracy, that
Yeah, my goals that I decided on was to do drawing or art journaling daily. And I just added on to that because I got inspiration from somebody who said this, but to take my sketchbook outside and to sketch what I see. And my other goal is to not get caught up in the details.
that is really important. Really important. Wonderful. So Laurie, hi, darling. How are you?
Hi. Mine is, I guess for me, being a beginner is more skill-based. So I want to learn more about the painting techniques for watercolor and acrylic, and learning the materials. In other words, like I have like a kit of paintbrushes, but what do each one, what do you use it for? You know, just knowing some of the material better.
That is definitely going to be something you're going to learn at Steve Curl's class.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the workshops.
Yeah, so his class is going to be really good. It's a weekly class, so
Yeah.
he's really good, and he shows you each type of brush and why. I don't even know, to be honest with you, and I've been at it for years, more years than I choose to say. Yeah, that's great, and you should know that Laurie is a member of our intermediate drawing class, which is on Tuesday mornings. So, you know, Tracy, I'd love to have you join us there. That's you know, on Tuesday mornings from 10:30 till 12, every Tuesday. It's Draw with Caroline. I'm going to rename it Intermediate Drawing. And I am going to start a beginner's drawing club, which will be probably a series of 5 classes. I have to get Agnes and Mindy to agree to do them. We will be a 5-week class. Okay. So we won't do it continuous, but we have a 5-week class we've been teaching very successfully in the libraries, and people really do learn from that. Right, Peggy? Right, Wendy? Yes, they say.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's correct. We learned from it.
Yeah, I know. Peggy and Wendy are getting really good, quite impressive. And they're free classes, so it's even better. Oh, that reminds me, I want to get the library program so that it's available like nationally. So we have a program, you know, later in the year that, you know, if you're from Connecticut and you'd like your library to be able to offer these classes, which are free, they can actually find them and use them. So it's part of our nonprofit thing. So a bit later in the year. Okay, Julie, how about you, darling? You're no? Okay, hello.
Hi, I'm here. I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I really want to be inspired by nature and like use textures more in my art. And I also want to do more collage, like using a printer and printing on that transparent vellum that you talked
Oh
about.
yeah, I'll show you that. I've got some out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then
really cool.
a whole bunch of media that I'm messing around with, like gouache, watercolor, ceramics, writing, that kind of thing. And I want to be loose and
It comes up a lot, doesn't it?
yeah, because I could get really tight and anal retentive in my drawing, you know, like too detailed, and I just want to kind of be loose. And skills would be more collage and just practicing, maybe developing a practice. That would be good. I'm gonna put that in my goal section. But that's about what I got.
No, well, it's enough. Hey, Sylvia, we've got you for a few minutes there in your train before you have lunch. So,
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
so
I
you
want to
usually have
focus
big goals.
on 2 goals, sort of. One is the more technical part. Like I want to actually this year do mainly landscape. I've been doing a lot of different things last year, and I want to get more focused, acrylic, watercolor, and I also got some self pastels for Christmas because I like that, and I want to learn more of that. And have a more regular schedule.
So I'm going to go to the next step. I'm going to go back to my overhead, but this was, I found very good because I found out of what you said, I covered another page with things that I want to accomplish. So this is actually very useful to share. So we'll go to the next step now. And the next step is gathering your materials. So like I say, like if you saw what, you know, if you don't have any materials, you could just use your pen just as, you know, to create like more of a map of things. But this is what this was actually a gift box that I had. One of my favorite gifts and from Neiman Marcus. Loved it. And so when I was, you know, the box was like this, was my favorite gift. And so I tore up the box afterwards rather than saying away. I just tore it up because I thought this was so wonderful. I thought, oh, this is like a fold out, you see? So I can sort of, you know, have different things that I want to do and lay down on here. And I'm not sure that today I'm actually going to do the final cutting and I want to give that a bit of thought. So I have, but this is the board that I will be using. So you won't even be able to see the whole thing on my overhead.
Wow, that's beautiful. The gold printed.
Yeah. Isn't it great? I thought it would be,
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about it for this particular project. I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to use it because I kind of really like collage. But it's perfect because, you know, I don't have a studio, so I can put the, you know, the art thing on the front, and then I can fold it up and I can do different areas and different, you know, maybe different areas for different things. That would be my art practice. This will be my studio. So I could divide it up into that, like, what do I want to do personally? What do I do with my practice? What do I want to do with my teaching? So I think that's immediately something that I could, you know, just take some stickers here and sticker it down. So, you know, if you've got some stickers or something that you can use as a sticker, that's going to be pretty useful. You can just sticker it down, you know. Oh, I've got some kind of cool things in here. Somebody, doesn't people give you all the, oh, and I forgot to thank you for those amazing stickers you sent me. Good. They're lovely. So these are little bits of paper I can stick things down on, you know, and put, because I don't want to like row, and I want my board to be a little bit more thoughtful for me personally, you know. So I want to just write these things down so I remember them. So I'm going to put my art studio, which is really the central emanation point. So this will be my studio in the house. And then I'll put my art practice, which would be all my, you know, getting the word out. I'll put that on this part of my board. So, you know, you can do this, you can organize it up, and this will be my teaching or sharing. Let me call it sharing, because I really believe in sharing art. You know, it was funny. When I don't know about any of you, other of you, but when I was at art school, oh my God, we were so snotty. And, you know, came out of art school as an artist, as a painter. My dad said, well, can you actually do anything, you know, to make money? And I went, not really. So he said, okay, you're going to have to be a secretary. So that was, you know, but at the time, I thought, well, I'm not going to teach, because there was this awful thought that if failed artists teach, that is such a load of crap. And I didn't get into teaching, in fact, until I had to teach on the job when I was a scenic painter in Los Angeles, painting, you know, huge scenes, like massive stages and things for events. And I had to have young men come and help me that had not a clue what they were doing. So I had to teach them on the job. And I found I loved it. And I would get, you know, young guys who were like, you know, they'd schlep the materials, you know, they were, and they'd schlep things on the stage, and they found that they could be creative. And oh my God, it was so amazing. I mean, I went, oh my God, this is a part of my life. I had no idea. So then, when I got really, you know, moved to the Bay Area to be close to my grandchildren, got involved in digital work, which Laurie, you remember, you were one of my earliest students, and Donna. I started teaching iPad and throughout the Bay Area. I loved it. And that's where my whole sharing began. Maybe it's my art practice. I don't know. Sharing. I don't know what. Maybe these words aren't quite right. So, but you know, and then I realized that some of the great artists like Paul Klee Kandinsky taught at, they taught for years. They were teachers. And some of my Camille Pizarro was a wonderful, mentor. That there's nothing, they taught for years at Kandinsky, and many of my classes are actually taken from his classes at the Bauhaus. So, hey, if it was good for him, it's okay for me to do it. It doesn't mean I'm a failed artist. So yeah, like ideas like that, kind of crazy things. All right, so then you've got your materials. I've got a box here, of different things. I've got some really great, I never read these things. I'm supposed to, but I'm always too busy. But you get these glossy magazines. This is, all kinds of art magazines, great pictures, great images, and lots of interesting words in here, So you can have these, so just have these around, go through them, and then find words that might, sort of line up. So you go through it and, yeah, go, oh, dance, that's a good idea. And things that might change, create. So then you can just tear it out, and have some good scissors around. And then, you just cut the word out. And you can find these words so easily. And then just stick it down. You don't know quite, it just, you like the idea, changes you want to make. So just be thinking about these types of things. Now, also, I just want to show you one little trick that's kind of cool. Let's say you find something that you really like, and you don't want to cut it. You want to tear it, because the torn edge is a little bit more interesting. I don't know what that word is, but let's say you find something, an image or a picture that kind of inspires you, looking through. So just look through anything you've got. None of this, like let's say you found a quote. Well, that's pretty good. I think we should remember to give ourselves credit and grace for getting as far as we have, however we have, and at the end of the day, just paint. And that is from Renee Hamilton McNeely. Okay, well, there she is, and that's pretty good. So now, let's say I like that quote. I could tear it out here. Make it a bit easier. Whoops. I just took myself right off here. Okay. So I would like to take this here, and I'd like to take it, and I would like to tear it out. Just put some spittle on your finger. Or if you have some water nearby, take a brush. I'm an artist, so spittle works fine for me.
Use what you have, right?
And then you could take a ruler or a straight edge or whatever. Put it down here over where it's wet. And you'll get a lovely, easy tear. I don't care what type of paper it is. This works. So now, see? So now I've got a bit of a torn edge, and I like this edge here. torn edge, you know. Sorry, I'm using spittle because I didn't think about. And then, you know, you could also just much more interesting, do you see?
Mhm.
And then have a garbage so that you throw your bits of garbage in a garbage. So I learned this from my friend who did our workshop for us in December, which was so fun. So you were talking about printing on see-through paper. I have some here. So this is actually printed on so you can take prints, print them on it's see-through, do you see? And you can buy it. And it's vellum. So you can get it on Amazon. It's not expensive. And I've got paintings or drawings and they're printed on vellum. Because it's sort of like this idea of overlaying one thing on top of another. This is for other projects, but you know, see, kind of interesting. This is a drawing I did of San Francisco from one of our classes. So, you know, my art studio looks out over San Francisco. So I might tear this up a bit and stick this down. Tearing, I think tearing's much more interesting, don't you?
Yeah, it gives it a lot more interesting shape and everything.
Yeah, I think I'll put mine over this side though. I'm not going to cover up that beautiful store.
That's great. It's transparent. Yeah.
See that?
Love that vellum. That's great.
Yeah,
Isn't that a great idea?
really is.
I've been going beach walking in Alameda so I can see the skyline from there at sunset. It's amazing. With the lights and everything.
Is that you, Caroline?
Yes. Because Bullseye's in Alameda, so when I'm done there, I go to the beach and beach walk. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you've been very brave this year. You've gotten yourself out the last year. You've gotten yourself out, you know, much braver than I've been. I've just been lazy.
You can do it.
I'm just so lazy. But you know,
You're doing all the teaching. You're doing so much.
well, yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll forgive myself. So, you know, this might be something good to put underneath things because I'm in San Francisco and a lot of the stuff that I do is memories of San Francisco, and I'm going to be at, you know, promoting in San Francisco. So maybe that's sort of really my big art goal really is getting myself out there in San Francisco, my San Francisco series, completing it, so on and so forth.
You know,
You know,
Caroline, I had this thought because there's a new mayor in San Francisco.
oh yeah, Daniel Lurie.
You could probably influence, I really think you could influence the way he's looking at reinventing the whole Union Square retail area
Oh my God.
and how to make it more like art focused rather than shopping focused. Something has to shift very dramatically in that area
You're so right.
for it to be vibrant again.
I'm sure hopefully he's thinking about that, huh?
Yep. You could get on his schedule.
Oh my God. Thanks, Wendy.
You're welcome. Just a thought.
I'll put that one on the back burner.
There you go. You don't have to write it down.
On the back burner.
You
I
can
knew
also
one-
throw
I
it
knew-
out.
I knew one of the candidates, but he didn't get in. But I think maybe he knows Mark Lurie. I need somebody who knows Mark. I don't know. I'm so lazy. But it's a good idea because that is true. There's a guy that who could actually do that is Jeremy Sutton, Laurie.
Who?
Jeremy Sutton.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Jeremy Sutton, he's fabulous. He did MDAC with you, Caroline,
Yeah.
a number of years ago.
And he's had his work in the square,
Yeah, he's
so-
done live stuff. He does, yeah. He'll iPad paint with jazz musicians and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Look up his website.
Yeah, well, I'll email him and tell him to go see Daniel Lurie. He's the kind of guy that will do it. I'm the kind of person that will ooh, I'm just scared of that. Okay, maybe I've got to be brave, guys. Go see Daniel Lurie. Okay. You've said it, so I'm going to put it down. So I'm going to put Daniel Lurie. I'm going to put, I'm going to put it down. Okay. Because I'm too scared to do it. So I'm going to do it because it's outside of my comfort zone. All right. On the planning committees. Ooh! Okay. So that means some
Oh,
change.
this is where Post-it notes would be helpful just to hold as place savers.
Oh, you know what? That's actually very true. But already I've got things that are so big that I've already covered my entire thing.
Yeah.
And yet, does it have to be, so these are just things that come up. So how's everybody doing? Are you kind of thinking about things? Dan, I'm going to just go around and see if anybody's starting to cut things out, find things, because as soon as you start cutting out words, quotes, I have many wonderful quotes that I love, people, images, things start to pop out of your head that you didn't even realize. Like you go through, that was just one magazine. And this is what I call going down the rabbit hole. It's a process I call going down the rabbit hole. So, you just open a magazine, and this is an art magazine. I think you sent these to me, Donna.
Yeah, I did. I had a free subscription. I gifted you with it.
And Canadians in cars getting sketches. Oh,
They sit in their car and sketch, I guess, because it's too cold to get out.
I do have this whole idea in mind where I want to do these pictures of my home. I want to do something called Places, which is, places I've lived. And I want to do drawings for each of them. Plus, I want to do outdoor drawing. This is great. We're going to, what we didn't do? We don't have a workshop for travel sketching, Sonia. We should actually schedule one because we could do more than one workshop a month. We'll do a travel sketching workshop for you guys sometime, because we go around and sketch in different places through the summer, and we'll be setting up a schedule throughout the peninsula. But we'll also do an online sketching about travel sketching and how to go about it. Sonia's really, really good, aren't you, Sonia? Yes, you are. You're better than me. Anyway, oh, look at this, the Golden Spiral. How funny. I was just thinking about that. I really need to start using that. Anybody understand the Golden Spiral?
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Fibonacci. Yes. It's fabulous.
I love using that for planning out my composition, and I've never really figured out how to do it precisely. So that is something I want to improve. So Golden Spiral, Fibonacci, whatever you want to call it. That's this is so random. This is completely random. It's like I was just looking through, And this is a goal that I have that I kind of forgot about. And I found a wonderful step-by-step, which I tore out so I could do this in one of my classes. And then I've never sort of scheduled it, but it's a sort of a step-by-step process in learning about it and how to use it. So this is going in my little potpourri of ideas of things I want to do. The spiral, okay? So, you know, now you're seeing how my bizarre mine works. You know, this is from one of my, I love, so, you know, another thing we should do this year, guys, is get-togethers at the museums. So I will put the museum schedules so we can actually get together at the Legion of Honor, the De Young. Oh, Linda, you can get the list of everything that's on at the De Young from your daughter, who's one of the main people, what do you call it?
It's a curator.
Curator there. And then if we put that on and we could actually add it, Mindy, perhaps you can help me figure out how to get that added to the website. Then people can see the local ones, and we will then set dates to actually meet. I find it incredibly inspiring to go to really, don't you?
The fun one coming up is Wayne Thiebaud. I think it's opening in March.
Well, no.
Yeah, big
Got
one.
to be kidding.
No, I'm telling you, it's a big one. My daughter's been partly working on it. It's not really hers, but she's writing essays for the catalog and so on.
My God, I love him. So my schedule with Thiebaud, I think I might then put him in March.
That would make sense because I can send you I might be able to look them up now, but I can send you the dates. March 12th seems to be banging around in my head, but let me take a look. I'll tell you in a second.
So I have I think it'll be March 25th or 28th. It'll be March 28th that I do the workshop with Thiebaud. But then I could actually do the workshop and then schedule a visit or before or after. But I love Thiebaud. I think he's an amazing artist. I don't know if you guys all know him.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah, he's you know, a Californian treasure. He died at the age of 100 or 1. He was
I
still
think only
painting.
recently. He passed only recently.
Yeah,
yes,
he was still painting. He taught in Davis, which is where Anne lives. And I am doing a workshop on his specifically what I love is his
landscapes.
Yeah. His
Okay, the dates are March 22nd to August 17th.
No, you just got to be kidding.
No, I'm not kidding you. I know it's a big deal because I've been talking to Lauren about it.
Get these gathered together and then on the website so you guys can see.
That would be fun.
Which would be really wonderful, you know. And so that we can actually, you know, share some. I think I really believe studying masters, you might want to put that down as something in your vision board that you want to think about, is studying the masters that who you love and who, but you know, really finding out, one of the points that David Hockney, who's one of my, you know, artists that I follow a lot, Dave Hockney made the point, he said, you know, what's really annoying about art critics and art writers is that they'll always talk about the person's life, like whether they cut off their ear or, you know, had too many wives or whatever. To be honest with you, most of them will get canceled right now, including Picasso. Anyway, and he said, but they don't talk about the process. They don't talk about how did they do what they did. And I did, you know, I really believe it's so important to understand their process. Like now we can really learn, like what inspired them, what, you know, how did they get to where they got to, what is the process they use to prepare, and each artist is quite different, entirely different. I just did a study got sent actually a wonderful painting video made in 1972, I think it was, of this artist. He's just amazing, where he kind of he draws a certain area and he'll have it in his memory, but then he sits down and and his process is just unique. And I want to do a class on it because it's so exciting. But it's just abstraction.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you send us the link?
Yeah, it's really something. I think I'll put it on my website. What I'll do.
Oh, put it on the website or something.
I'll put it on the YouTube channel. That's the best place, I think, to share those things.
Oh, cool.
I'll put it on the YouTube channel.
And I was going to mention two things. One, a couple of years ago, I encountered somebody online, a young man who, just what you were saying, he was studying the work process of certain artists. Among them was Picasso, and he would, for a period of a couple of weeks, he would keep to the same schedule they kept. And apparently Picasso would work a lot in the evenings at night. He would get up at 11 and he'd have lunch with friends or whatever, and he would work from 3 or 4 in the afternoon through like well after midnight every day. And then get up and do it again. That he had an extraordinary work ethic. I mean, aside from all the other, unpleasant things that he did with women.
He had a great work ethic.
He had an extraordinary work ethic. But this young man, and I'm sure you can find him on Google. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. He literally was researching different artists, their work ethic, and then he himself would try doing what they did and then report about it. So it was fascinating. And the other thing I wanted to say is about museums. The Mary Cassatt is still up at the Legion of Honor until the 26th of this month, I think.
Well, that was an extraordinary show. By the way,
I haven't seen it yet. It's still there.
So I recommend, if you're going to stick things down, use this Yoo-Hoo Blue. It's called Yoo-Hoo Blue, and this is the best stick to use for your sticking. So it's called Magic Blue. It's made in Germany. You can get it on. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's absolutely fantastic. And then you use some kind of a thing to kind of burnish down. So then you kind of burnish your piece on, and then you get a very nice clean stick, okay? And it doesn't sort of come off a little bit and look kind of, yucky, because, these things can be artistic, okay? All right, that's the only thing that I'm certain of right now, so that's why I'm sticking that down. Okay, I'm going to go to a few other folks now and get some input from you, things that you might have thought of, that you're doing, etc. You do not have to, you don't have to share your board, but at least I'd like you to share your ideas and thoughts as you're going through this process. If I can find my, here we go. Let me go here. So I'm going to go to a few folks we haven't talked to yet. How about you, Wendy? You have to be visual. You have to put your picture on for me to share with you.
Which Wendy? Wendy Ing or Wendy Carmody?
Oh, well, either one. Why not Wendy Ing? We haven't met her yet. Hi, Wendy. If you want to show something, just take off your mute and show yourself up there. And I'm going to come to you. So unmute yourself. You're up. Okay. Hello, darling. You're muted, so I can't hear you.
I should be.
No, you're okay now.
Okay. Well, I'm doing it on my iPad.
That's fine.
And so I did a drawing of a tree with a whole bunch of birds, and I'm putting the words inside the birds.
Wow.
Wow. That's great, Anne.
Well, I was trying to keep it fairly simple because I get scattered these days if I don't look out. And if I get it too complex, then I just sort of can't deal with it.
Exactly right. No, I totally agree. But that's a great idea of a tree because it also denotes life.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I
Yeah,
felt like
life and
birds,
growth.
I felt sort of like the birds were bringing me the things I needed, you know?
Oh my God. What are some of the things you've got in there?
Oh, I have
Yeah.
hope and Cezanne and optimism, haiku. I want to do some more haiku with my art, digital collage, some more silk painting. I want to incorporate some of my silk painting back in my work. You know, I did it for so many years.
Oh, and we have to get you down to do a silk painting workshop.
We can do that. We definitely can.
That's another thing I forgot about. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so let me see. A couple of people we haven't talked to yet. Let's see. We've got Agnes, Sonia, we've talked to. All of the rest of you are being very quiet and polite.
Wendy Carmody was ready.
Okay, I'm ready for you, Wendy.
You're on mute, Wendy.
Thanks. I've just been doodling right now out of a little practice book that my dear friend Peggy got me from last year. And I procrastinate a lot and I just have things around that are really great tools. So a goal of mine is to just start using this stuff and enjoying the journey of practicing. Because I put things off. I'll say to myself, oh, I should do this. This would be fun. And then I just don't do it. So I want to be more intentional about what am I putting off. And the thing before that, actually, in terms of goals, is I've got a clutter problem that I've been working on very slowly. And I want to accelerate the cleansing out of clutter, which I think will make my creative side feel less heavy.
I know I want to say a couple of things about that. So because this is very important. You know, I live in a small apartment overlooking the bay, and I have everything in here, do all my classes. And you know what? You're so right, Wendy. The thing I had to do is I had to declutter it. Everything had to have a place. My whole apartment pretty much is materials, you know, but everything is in easy reach. So all the watercolors are in, and you know, it's a great pleasure. Like even when I put away my paints, I put them away. You know, I have warms versus cools. I like organize everything, and it makes it so much easier to create when you actually organize your materials. So that's number one. Number two, we have great intentions to get things done. I personally have found it impossible to say I'm going to paint at a certain time every day. I just what happens to me is I paint when it is, you know, usually ridiculously at 11 o'clock at night, like because I will just start painting. So I can't go to that. But what I know to be true is the showing up process of coming to our weekly classes or to a monthly workshop, just deciding to show up. Actually, if Nicole is still with us, I'd like her to talk about that. Are you still with us, Nicole, or did you have to leave? I think she may have left. Where are we? Sonia, can you talk about that a little bit? Because you're very good at this. This part of showing up and getting, you know, like you're pretty damn good at it, I must admit.
Like a daily practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, well, that's what I was thinking for the YouTube channel, maybe like just 10 minutes a day. The idea of you put it in your to-do list along with other things, like you just somehow, or getting up earlier in the morning works for me, like a little bit earlier than everyone else. So you've just got a little bit of time for yourself. And then it's just, you just start, if you start small, even 5 minutes, and you just say, I'm gonna just play for 5 minutes, doodle for 5 minutes. If you do that every day, you suddenly think, oh, you want to stay longer. and you get a bit, I don't know, it just sort of expands, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that's part of my like idea of yeah, just having, and I like to have an anything goes journal, which is a fun idea. That where is my, oh, I've got it in. Oh, I normally have them where they're just like sketchbooks that are really cheap, and they're not to necessarily, well, I do end up showing them, but they're meant to just be like, one page might be abstract, the next page might be a landscape, the next page might be some writing, you might do collage, but every day as you build it up, then by the end of you, very
But like a
quickly-
creative journal.
yes, I guess that's the creative journal, isn't it, basically?
That's
But,
why I think that
yeah.
Wendy, I think that the next workshop that we're going to do in February would be perfect for you to kind of get that. Thank you, Sonia. To get that kind of nailed in for yourself a little bit, you know? Do you agree?
I do agree.
You know,
I-
I'd like to hear from a couple of other people. Who is ready to share something with me?
Hey,
How
Carol-
about
Hey, Caroline, this is Pamela. I just wanted a quick shout out to say, I think that accountability, knowing that I came to this class, I worked really hard before I came here because I knew you were doing an art vision board. You know, you had a haiku class, you know, last year.
Right.
So Anne mentioned haiku, and I love that class. You know, each person has a different interest in all your different classes. And I have to say, Caroline, that your classes give us accountability. So it's the lead up. You know, I'm absolutely enjoying attending your class now and watching everybody contribute. But I want to say, most importantly for me as an up and coming artist, is that I have you, and I have other classes too. Like, you know, I have writing classes that are different, but just pick your areas where you can be an artist, but you have accountability by joining the group, and you it's amazing to me. So I can actually have a work schedule now because I'm retired, and I'm allowing myself to be an artist, and I'm getting accountability with your classes. So Caroline, thank you for assembling this team. Oh my goodness, you've come so far, and they're pressuring you.
It's thanks to
keep
them.
going. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. And will you please give a big hug to our mutual friend who did sign up, but I didn't see her today.
Yes, Julene is going to be in your next class. She's looking at your gauche. She wants to be in the
gauche.
gauche. Yes, she's
You'll
very
love that. Yes. Okay, great. So that is lovely. Now another person thank you so much, Pamela. That I really, really appreciated that. Can I hear from Tracy? Tracy, can I see what you've or understand, or if you'd like to share some of the things that you've come up with?
I haven't come up with anything that I can show. I'm just in the gathering phase of finding images and phrases I want.
Has this been useful to you?
Very.
I think listening to others also kind of sparks something in me. I'd love to hear from Darshan. Darshan, are you in a sharing mood or not?
Yeah, I can share.
That'd be lovely. So Darshan comes to our classes on Tuesdays. She is more than a beginning. She's actually being mentored by one of our members, and she is a young artist and wants to be a graphic artist and is already good. So can you share some of your thoughts, Darshan?
Well, so far I kind of started like a sketch. It's fire, because with my
Let's have a look. Show me again. Show us again. A fire. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to like be more centered around like my friends and my family, like be more community. Like I'm taking photos and stuff. I'm gonna stick those on there.
Awesome.
I guess
That's
that's it.
so great. Thank you. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, see you then.
So now another way to show up, by the way, and it is to come like many people. I want to just say one thing. It's Cheryl's there. Cheryl, are you still with me?
Yes, I'm here.
I wonder if you say a little bit, because you've been with me for a long time, and a lot of learning has to do with showing up. And that's why our classes are useful. Can you say something to that?
Well, I think the thing that's been so powerful about your classes is it gets us over, or helps get us over this judgment and expectation that we have that we'll do things a certain way. We see that there are a lot of different ways to do things, and it's okay to be where you are, because I had no art background at all when I started. And you know, like when I started writing up my goals, they're all consistent with it. It's sort of a just do it sort of approach. Just start painting. Don't be concerned about the results. Do 5 small 6x6s every week.
And then what do you do when you're finished with it? Frame it.
Well, I've got all these little pictures that I've done in your class stacked up on my bookshelf. It doesn't look like a bookshelf. It's like an art display. But you know how good I feel when I look at that?
Yeah.
My heart just goes, you know, that it's added so much to my life.
Exactly right. Laurie, I think that you also have been very good and illustrative of the value of showing up on Tuesdays. You've been so good, and you've come such a long way in terms of your own skill.
Right now I'm just gathering stuff because I wasn't prepared for the class, other than I have a board.
Well, that's good. I can guarantee that board's going to be too small, because you're going to have, I'm already out of board and I haven't even started.
Well, as I'm gathering stuff, I realize it's going to be too small. But I'm just gathering like words and phrases that stuck out. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but like I found just like the word journey, retirement, happiness, comfort zone. Something on this page says it's yours, meaning, you know, all your artwork is your own. What else did I find? This one says open up their amazing world. I use amazing world somehow. And that one just reminded me of the nature journaling and the world that it opened up for me in creating those journal pages. But I'm just kind of just gathering stuff, and it's more or less finding words for what this class and the art means to me. So
awesome. Can I hear from some of the guys who I maybe haven't met a lot, but haven't seen a lot of? Nancy, Nancy Carnes, are you able to at least chat with us a little bit about things that you're getting out of this, even if you haven't sort of created your board?
Sure. I haven't created it yet. I am again have a board like Lori. But now we'll likely have to adjust the size. And you know, you talked about accountability before, and it makes you feel so good, number one, when you show up, and number two, you know, when you create something, like one of the previous speakers said, you know, when you sit back and look at your pile of artwork on the shelf, you know, you kind of get a smile to yourself and you know, think good job. And yeah, so I feel good showing up. I feel bad when I don't. You know, sometimes life just gets in the way. And but your class is very meaningful to me. It makes me feel like I'm a part of something, and of course I learn something every single time.
Nancy, where are you from again? I've forgotten.
I'm in the States, in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. Oh,
yes,
good.
Ma'am.
Oh well, you're close to the The girl that's doing our pet class, well, a bit far away.
Oh, we're supposed to get 10 inches of snow today, which we haven't had that
Oh.
much snow since I was a child. It's just the whole global warming thing, I guess. But
No.
looks like I'll be housebound for a few days, so be able to get some artwork done.
That's awesome. Vicky, and then, all of you guys who come to the free classes, and if you don't want to graduate onto the things that, that you have to pay for, obviously we have to, we have to pay our classes, we have to pay our teachers and so on and so forth. But if not, you can always go to, the YouTube channel, which is, I'll show you. Donna, could you put the YouTube channel link?
Sure, I did once, but I'll do it again.
Yeah. Hi, Vicky. Vicky, I haven't seen you for so long.
I know, I
Hi,
miss
girl.
you.
Can we get together?
I when I saw this workshop, I was really, really happy because I wanted to see what you're doing and what you're offering. And I really want to learn to draw. I want to start here first, and I also want to take your Procreate classes again, so I can kind of go back to learning how to do the painting. But with this project, when I first gathered things, I was just gathering willy-nilly. And then when you started talking about, intention, I really started thinking about what I wanted to create my board for is around my art history, which Carolyn, I haven't graduated yet. So I thought what I would do is create a board around the artists that I'm working on in my process and how to get.
Who is that, by the way?
It's Willie Cole, who is a found object artist from New Jersey.
Oh.
And I originally had a different artist, but the research on her was really more of a PhD, lots of traveling. So it's just really challenging to switch from pure descriptive analysis to academic writing. And so I've sort of had writer's block, and I realized that I really need to get into something creative, to really
Yes.
I was thinking a lot about the Procreate and drawing, that I think that would be really good for me. And this
That'd be lovely. And then
Yes.
let's make a date because you're in the city and so am I.
Yes, let's do.
I'm up at Polk and Broadway.
I'm on Hyde between Sutter and Post. So it's really
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So then I'm going to email you after this. I've put this down and we're
Please.
going to make a date. Okay.
I love it. Yes. So
Super.
that's what my board will be about. And it's funny because I really never thought about putting the board up, and it's a great reminder for me, it would particularly be of what I'm doing and what I'm afraid of and how to get over it. And I really like the comments that everyone was making about the pressure.
Good.
Yeah. So
Really,
that's,
really helping.
yeah, very helpful. So thank you.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you came today and that we will reestablish our friendship. This is great.
Yes, we will. And I'm gonna look online. I wrote down Thursday iPad. I'll look them up and see
Okay,
what
great.
I want to take and the drawing. Thank you.
Lovely. And Laurie Gold, how about you? Laurie Gold? Are you still there? Or?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just was on a different page, so I had to get back. Yeah, so I wrote some things down. I haven't started to put it together, but
did this get your creative juices flowing and your thoughts coming?
Yeah, it did. I want to kind of expand some of the digital painting, with more apps than what I've generally been using. I want to do the creative journaling. That sounds really good.
Yes.
And the travel and the urban sketching. So it would be, great if you could do some of those on the peninsula. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. We will.
And I've not done gauche, so that sounded good. And I also saw some, happened to be at PAL and saw people doing encaustic. So I think I want to try that.
Oh yeah, you should. There's a very good encaustic. Laurie, I think her name is Laurie. I know her and she's very, very good.
Oh, it's Laurie Zarem. She's the one I've been taking classes with. She has one coming up this coming Saturday, the 11th, if there's still room. I highly recommend it. I'm taking it.
Where is that?
It's at PAL in Palo Alto, Pacific Valley.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's she now lives, Lonnie and her husband moved to Reno, so they're now in Reno, but she comes back to do regular workshops, and she provides all the materials. You don't have to bring anything but you.
Oh, that's great.
And they're excellent. And, so all the equipment to do it. This is one of the pieces I did in one of her workshops behind me right now.
Oh, okay.
So
that's wonderful.
So
I really thoroughly recommend, Laurie, if there's room in the workshop, go and tell her that Caroline Mustard says hello. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Caroline Mustard and Caroline Mustard. Okay, great. Let me move on.
Yeah. Can I just mention one other thing?
Yeah.
It's I've been wanting to go to museums and do painting there, like painting on my iPad. So if you might lead something like that, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely, I would love to. So we will think about a schedule. Agnes, we got to think about a schedule for that. I think it's a good idea, don't you? I love learning from other artists. It's a little bit late, I think, to go to, I don't know, does someone say when Caroline, when is that show over at the Legion?
I believe it's through the 26th of this month. It's either the 23rd or 26th. Because I was just talking to a friend.
By the way, Laurie, you could sign up for one of my classes that I'm doing in Atherton on Friday afternoons. And you could easily bring your iPad and do what we're doing on your iPad. Wouldn't be a problem.
Oh, so they're not specifically iPad classes.
They are. I use acrylic, but I don't really care what people use. But we are learning about that artist's process, like Diebenkorn, etc. So that's on the website. You can see them. Okay, let me go through a couple of other people. So we had Debbie. Hi, Deb. How are you? Hi, darling.
Hey, good. I've assembled, some pictures, magazines, yarn. I don't know if you can see. And the thing from the past discussion you were having, 3 things. When I first met you, which has been about 1.5 years ago, you offered to go with me to my childhood home in San Francisco so that I could sketch it. I'd like to take you up on that. And as far as
email me so I can.
I will. And as far as the mentoring, when you mentioned that part, it's funny, ladies, that I've been painting since the beginning of the pandemic, and I have no art background at all. And what I paint, no one sees. It's all here in my house. So I would love it, Caroline, if you could come for lunch someday, maybe before one of the Atherton classes, and actually look at this storehouse of stuff that I've done. I would appreciate that. And then I liked a lot of the ideas I heard today. I went, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's great. So I appreciate that.
Well, that's great. That's things for us to do. You've given you've put some things down on my list too. So thank you.
Your expanding list.
I know. I'm trying to find more time in my life. I don't know how, but somehow I will. But I definitely the painting. I did promise you to go to your childhood home. We will definitely do that, and maybe some other people would like to come along with us, and we'll learn a bit about drawing. That would be fun, wouldn't it, Sonia? We could go. Sonia and I just love going out drawing. So So we'll chat about that. Okay, great. Peggy, I haven't heard a little peep out of you, darling. What's happening? Peggy Williams, is she there? Maybe. And okay, so Julie, I'm going to come back to you, but I want to go to Wendy Eng and Emily McFadden, who we haven't heard from. So Wendy Eng, let me start with you and get your thoughts. Are you there? No. It's fine if you don't want to. How about you, Emily? I'm so glad you came. How about, did you enjoy the class? Just seeing if any of you want to share anything before we end off. Hello.
Hi, this is Emily McFadden. I'm a ceramic artist in Vermont. I took one of your free classes. It might have been as much as a year ago, but I think it was several months ago. And and I just really enjoyed it. So I randomly saw this one and it was like, oh, I love vision boards. I need to do one for the coming year. So and yes, I was late arriving and full of distractions, but yes,
I can see that, but that's a lovely distraction. Hello. You know what, Emily? I so much tried to remember who you were because my best friend lives in Vermont. I was there, and she performs most Fridays at Bent Nails. You know Bent Nails?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I live in Montpelier.
Okay, so she she performs in a band, the Bent Nails house band. And
yeah, that I've seen her without knowing who she is. Yeah.
Yes, she plays the bass. Carrie Cook. Will you please go there and say hello to her for me?
Certainly.
And then there's a woman that goes there, and I've forgotten her name, but she runs the gallery in Montpelier, where they have the Montpelier, like it's special art gallery. She's amazing. And there's a whole bunch, you probably know her. There's a bunch of ladies, many of whom are artists. Carrie is an artist, who go there to the Bent Nails. So you've got to go to Bent Nails. You've got to say hi to Carrie, and you've got to email me, and so that we connect. And I'd love for you to come to one of my classes.
I would love that too. Thank you.
So that,
and I will do your Bent Nails.
Yeah, but I'm not writing your name down, so I'll email you and remind you. And yeah, so because I tried to find you, honestly, I tried everything and I could not find you. And anyway, do you remember that? So, you know, whoops, something went wrong. Where am I? Do you remember Laurie? Are you still with me? So Laurie came up and joined me in Hyde Park. That's where my friend lives. And there's that beautiful yellow, the governor's mansion just down the road from my friend's place. And that's where Laurie stayed. And it was so hot, wasn't it? Never again am I going to come in the summer. I just couldn't wait to get back to California. To cold San Francisco. Oh, it was so hot. But I love, we'll be back, won't we? Okay, great. So glad to hear. And Wendy, I guess I hope you enjoyed yourself. I haven't heard from you. But Julie, can I end up with you, darling? Because Perry's gone. Yes, so please join us.
Here's about where I am. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That is, can you hold a minute, please? I'm just going to share this.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, oh, that helps me see it too.
Adventures, speaking. Oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
So lovely.
Speaking, adventures.
Yes, it says speaking without words is what that says. Speaking without words, like journaling. Whoops,
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have a lot of people for the art journaling because this is very, very important, I feel. I think we're going to have a great time at that. Thank you so much. I want to end with
the inspiration, Carolyn. Thank you.
You're so welcome, my darling.
Thank
Well,
you,
you know,
Caroline.
you're inspiring to me and to Anne too. So we are a little trio. You, me, and Anne. I don't know. Anne probably had to go. Oh no, there you
Yep,
are.
she's there. She's there.
We have a little text triangle that we three of us really enjoy. Three little artists, and we just share our crazy thoughts. You know, I want to end because we've come to the end. And I want to share a couple of things with you. I'm going to share my screen here. And I do want to show for you, those of you not really familiar with our website, I would like to just show you our website here for quickly. Hold on. Just trying to get myself organized here. So I really want to thank, by the way, everybody here for what you've brought to this and for sharing your thoughts and for being inspiring. I had no idea when I started how I was going to do this class. First of all, this is our Joy of Drawing YouTube channel. So now Sonia's going to be helping me with this. She actually helped me get going. She showed me everything. So this is just very kind of whatever I think of doing. Some, you know, Christmassy things, whatever, you know, drawing it. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. So try and do everything once a week at least. Sonia is going to start contributing to this, so you get some of her stuff as well. So just contribute or just become a subscriber. And then you'll see the uploads that we do. The most thrilling thing about creating this, Sonia, was when my granddaughter, who's 12 now, beg my pardon, said, "Grandma, we love your YouTube," because of course the kids, that's what they do. They do YouTube. That's how they learn everything. And she's a very talented artist, so she does some of my stuff, but one of her friends really follows it. So it's for adults and for youngsters. So if you've got, you know, a talented youngster, like, tell them about the YouTube channel, okay? So that's the first thing I want to share. And we've put a link for that in the chat, so then you can just go straight there. And then you can see our website here, joyofdrawing.org. And so you can go to the website straight from there. And here's our website. We are working on a new one, which is a bit cleaner and more obvious as to what we do, because we are a nonprofit. But we created this when all we were doing was paid classes. Now we do a lot of free stuff, as you are experiencing today. But here you've got the calendar, and I just want to show you how this works. So here we've got upcoming events. So you're interested now maybe in going to the class, the drawing class on Wednesday. So you would open it here, and it actually shows you 5 plus 5 more. I don't know, it's not working. Oh, here it is. Now this will take you straight here to the Silver Series, and you can go to Pacifica Sharp Park, and you can actually sign up straight onto their website for the class. If it's too many, we always have too many people signed up. So that's not right, Agnes. Don't worry, just come anyway, because not everybody shows up. So then if you were interested, for example, in coming to the Learning from Edgar Payne, you'd come here. This shows you can go straight join now. And if you want to go to the creative journaling, join now. Also, you might want to go to the Monday morning classes, the 10, and then in the afternoon, that's the drawing classes. And then Vicki, you were talking about the iPad class. You go there, and that is on Thursdays. Okay, so 10:30, that's our drawing iPad class. You can join weekly or monthly. It's 125 a month. It's 35 a week. Or you can become a member. You can become a member annually, or you can become a member for the month, and you can give up your subscription whenever you want, okay? it it just automatically repeats, but we do send you an email to let you know. Okay, so then we go onwards. So you go here to further months, February, and now you're seeing the pet portraits. And there it is. That's how easy it is to join these things. Okay. And then also you can go to the, not only to the calendar, but you can go to, just go back here. You can go to the website itself, and you can go to workshops and classes. This is, this needs a little bit of work, but generally speaking, pretty easy to find the stuff. So this is it. And I want to show you one thing, Vicki, before you go. This is slow. Come on. There we go. So live stream workshops. This is the ones that are on Zoom. And there you can see the ones that are upcoming that I've talked about. This should just say drawing and painting studio because it's got watercolor painting. This would be by week, by month, and this would be paint with Caroline. This is sometimes I do a painting class. It's just arbitrary. And it's just small, and it's mostly for critiquing. Debbie, that's something you could come to and bring your work and get critiques if you want. And Sylvia does a lot of those, very useful. These are our drawing classes in the afternoon. The iPad classes. Now this is for morning, that you can come for just for one, or you can come for the month. And this is the intermediate drawing with me. And this is the in-person. So that's everything that you've got there.
Caroline, I had a question. Is there any way that we could just sign up to automatically have our 2 workshops re-signed up?
Yes, you can go to subscribe. And I think that is available. I have to look at it. I have to get, I've promised you exact instructions on this. I'll have to get you easier instructions because
I would just like to have it automatically that I'm signed
We do
up.
have that option, and then of course you can always cancel it.
Yeah.
We do have that option. These are past workshops that we've recorded, and these are very, very inexpensive, $15, and they usually 2 hours long, and they come with materials and so forth. A lot of stuff on learning to draw people. This was a particularly good one, and we have to put more of these in. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you, and this is for you guys interested in iPad. So we have 2, this is a steal. This is the Introduction to Procreate, and it's only $10, and you get
Wow.
6 videos.
Wow.
It's a total steal. And Vicki, this is what you should do before coming to class, because you get lost in our class. This is how to kind of refresh yourself.
Okay.
And then once you've done that, you can go to Creative Collage, which I think is going to interest you a lot. They're $10 each. There's literally 12 hours of learning, or actually 18 hours of learning for $20. Can't go wrong. And they come with downloadable, printable, step-by-step for each class. Has like a downloadable, a JPEG, not JPEG, but a PDF that you can print. And that is step-by-step because you will forget. And it's really useful. After each class, you print it off and redo it. And that's really the only way in some of us have aged brains. To really retain this stuff, you have to do it more than once. So I recommend this for you, Vicki, right away. Don't even, before you even stop, before you go. That's your like daily thing.
Okay.
They're really, really fun, and you can print. They're just I think they're YouTube videos, and you just get them and do them and print them, and then once you've done that 6, go to this 6. And then you come join us on Sunday. Then when you sort of feel you've got a grip, then come to the iPad class and join we have about 10 different artists that come, 10 to 12. And it's the smallest class, plenty of room to learn. and we have a lot of fun there. Is that not right, Anne?
Oh, it's the best. It is the best.
Looking
So,
forward.
yeah, so that is something for you to look forward to, but do this first. Anybody interested in,
Yeah.
you too, Laurie, if you're still here, this kind of gives you a really good little, well, you might not because you use your iPad more frequently, but some of us do, and then they give it up. So there you have it, okay? So,
Okay.
and then that's pretty much all I've got for you, okay?
I'd say that's quite a bit.
That's enough.
That's great.
I want to thank all of you for sticking with us. A lot of people came, learned a bit. They'll get the recording. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being here. And I hope that I'll see a lot more of all of you.
Thank you.
in the classes.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye,
Okay,
everybody. That was
Happy
fun.
New Year.
I'm gonna need a cup of tea now, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
fun.
Emily, you've got to stick with me.
Oh,
I finally found you again. I can't believe it. And you, Nancy, and you, Vicky. I'm so happy
me
that I
too.
found
Me
people that
too.
I had lost. Okay.
No,
Bye,
I'm
Sonia.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks everybody so much for attending, and so join us on Sunday, February 2nd from 10:30 to 12:30 Pacific time. The price is usually $50, but for a special intro price of $42.50, you can come for a full 2 hours of creative journaling with Nicole Momberg-Foreman. And we do hope that you'll join us because it's going to be lots of fun. So thank you again for attending, and have a wonderful month. Bye-bye.